So welcome back again. We're going to continue our chapter which we had left. Now from here we're going to look at the third component. Okay, already we have seen two components of population growth or change, that are birth rate and death rate. Okay, now the third major component is migration. Now, what does the term migration mean? So basically migration could be understood by simply a simple term that a person is here at point A. Now, and due to certain factors, now there are two types of factors which promote migration. One is push factor and another is pull factor. Okay, now what happens in both these factors, that what is push factor? That push factor, someone is forcing you to leave that particular place. Now what could be the reason for a person to leave his native place or birthplace? Now the foremost reason is poverty. Okay, now there are certain places into India which don't give that much adequate job opportunities to each and everyone. Because of those things, what happens, that people in search of better job conditions and for a better life change their position. Now from here they will locate themselves to a point B. Second, marriage. Okay, for the purpose of marriage or for the sake of marriage, if the girl or the boy has to leave his or her house, okay, his parental home, and move to another home. Okay, so what happens in doing that the population is changing. Third, education. Okay, so etc. These are certain things. In order to get better education, we change our position. Okay, so these are certain things out of many which promote what? Migration. Now what could be the pull factor? First, better living conditions. That means a place is offering better living conditions. Second, better job opportunity. Okay, third, better education. So if a place is giving all these things, so people will be attracted. That thing is pulling people toward it. Okay, something which is pushing means कि आपको निकाला जा रहा है, that you are not suitable here and you can only grow yourself, or you can only modify yourself, or you can just develop yourself if you leave this particular place. And that's why we see that there is a lot of migration from places like Bihar and Bengal. We see a lot of labor force from there. Okay, now coming back to the chapter. So migration is the third important component. Migration is the movement of people across it is movement of people across regions and territories. Migration can be internal within the country or international between the countries. Internal migration does not change the population size. Now what happens? There are two types of migration. First, if we talk about internal migration. Internal migration means this is a country C. Okay, and there is a place called A and there is a place called B. Okay, now take example, place B is Delhi and place A is XYZ place. Okay, now Delhi is having better job opportunities. Okay, it is the national capital also. So in seek of better job or education, okay, some student from here or some youth from here, point A, his push factor, uska push factor क्या होगा? Education and job. He wants a better job, he wants better education. So these will be his push factor, and Delhi has both these things. So these will be the pull factors. If someone within a country is changing its position, that is called internal position, internal migration. In this particular thing, suppose the population is 100, so it won't change, it will be 100. Okay, but if someone, another is international. Now if someone is living in country A and moves to country B, both are distinct things, both are different things. If population of A is 100 and population of B is also 100, and if someone from population A, country A, moves to country B, then the population of country A will be 99 and country B will be 101. So यहाँ पे तात्पर्य क्या निकला? That due to internal migration there is no change into the population growth, okay, into population of the country, but in international migration there is a change. Okay, अब इंडिया में सबसे ज्यादा माइग्रेशन कौन सा होता है? सो मोस्ट ऑफ द माइग्रेशन इन इंडिया इज फ्रॉम द रूरल एरियाज टू अर्बन एरियाज फॉर बेटर जॉब कंडीशंस. ओके, टू अर्न सर्टेन मनी टू गेट आउट ऑफ पॉवर्टी, पीपल फ्रॉम रूरल एरियाज मूव टू अर्बन एरियाज. Okay, so migration is an important determinant of population change. It changes not only the population size but also the population composition of urban and rural populations in terms of age and sex composition. In India, the rural-urban migration has resulted in steady increase in percentage of population in cities and town. Now what is happening due to this rural to urban migration? The population into rural areas is quite below and the population into urban areas has rose. Okay, it has rose from 17.29 to 31.80% in 2011. Okay, now adolescent age. So basically what happens, the most crucial age of a human being is the adolescent age. Why it is the adolescent age? So first of all we need to understand what is adolescent age. So adolescent age means the age between 10 to 19 years. This is the time where the human body starts changing, and with the change what happens, the nutritional value, okay, the nutrition value which is required for a person increases. Okay, now in this particular age the nutrition value increases. We need more calories which we required earlier, which we require later. We need more calories from that. Okay, now suppose if someone is not getting adequate, we take example of a girl child. Now why are we reading about girl child here? Because during the age of adolescence what happens, the major change comes into the girls only. Okay, now they start something called menstrual cycle which goes up to 50, 55 or 45 at menopause. Okay, now what happens during a menstrual cycle or periods, that the girl loses a lot of blood. Okay, now she is losing blood each and every month, and already she is getting very less amount of nutrients. What will this cause? This will cause anemia. Okay, anemia means lack of blood. It will cause anemia into the women, and due to anemia what will happen, that the girl will become weak and she will be malnourished, and the future generation which will she be bearing, that will also become malnourished or suffer from certain kind of diseases. Okay, that's why we need to take care of our adolescent age. Okay, now there are lots of programs which are being run to protect the adolescent age of India. For that particular purpose, one such policy was the National Population Policy. Now, what does the National Population Policy means? So, the starting for National Population Policy started during the year 1952 when the Government of India initiated Comprehensive Family Planning Program. Now, earlier, as I have told you into this beginning of the chapter, that earlier the women used to have 5 to 6 children, but now after the coming of this, what is started happening? Family planning, that we need to plan ourselves. We need to not just recklessly keep producing babies. We just need to focus on how much babies to produce and how to nourish them and what should be the correct parenthood. Okay, now for this particular thing, what was done, the National Population Policy 2000 was culminated. Okay, now under this National Population Policy, which was a fruit of the Comprehensive Family Planning Program, what it did, that the NPP 2000 provided a policy framework for imparting free and compulsory school education up to 14 years, reducing infant mortality rate to below 30 per thousand births, achieving universal immunization and children against all vaccine, preventable diseases, promoting delayed marriage for girls, and making family welfare a people-centric program. Now what happened? पहला जो इसका मोटो था, पहला मोटो क्या था? Education, and this was already done. After culmination of this policy, National Population Policy, just 2 years after it, what happened? 86th Constitutional Amendment Act was brought. By the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act, Article 21A was added to the Indian Constitution, and Article 21A talks about RTE, that means right to education. Under this, what happens? Every child between age 16 to 14 will get compulsory education. Okay. Second thing what was done, that there was decrease into infant mortality rate. Okay. Now what is the meaning of IMR, infant mortality rate? So IMR stands for is the death of child below 1 year. Okay, it is called infant mortality rate. So it was thought to bring the infant mortality rate below 30, and has been achieved already. Apart from this, what was done? Immunization of children. Now we all have received immunity or tikas. Okay, now what does this particular vaccination? So it was done that we need to provide vaccination to each and every child against the preventable diseases. Okay, and apart from this, there was the last point, promoting delayed marriage for works. Now earlier into India, what happened, as soon as the girl reaches the age of adolescence, she was married. That means if she reaches at 10, 12, 13, she will be married off. Okay, so it was not done. Okay, what happened, that the age of marriage was increased. Okay, age of marriage was increased up to 18 years, and currently it is 21 years. Okay, so that the girl can become mature enough to decide what is good for her and what is not good for her. Okay, up let's come to last point of this chapter. Okay, I guess that's all from this particular chapter. So this was chapter number 6 of the Indian geography. Okay, and we have ended this book. The chapter we have not covered chapter 5 because the chapter 5 is not coming into the examinations. Only there will be questions, map based questions from that as per CBSE. Okay, so with this we complete our chapter. And if you have any doubt or if you want any other chapter, you can just comment down below. We'll provide the particular chapter. Till then, take care, keep reading. Jai Hind.